In the not too distant future, we will all be wearing biosensing devices that will observe, measure, and record our activities, our movements, experiences, thoughts, vital signs, health, and well-being. GPS sensors already know where you are and where you've been. Accelerometers in your mobile devices can tell your gait and infer your mood, whether you're agitated or relaxed. Wearable devices track the number of steps you've taken, your heart rate, respiratory rate, your blood pressure, your weight. All of these technologies that help to track our physical health already exist, and many of us are already using them on a regular basis. But a missing element up until now are devices that track and monitor our cognitive, behavioral, and mental health. And this is what I've been working on for almost the last decade. The human brain weighs just 3 pounds. It's small enough to fit into the palm of one hand, and yet it's one of the most advanced organs in our bodies. It contains an estimated 100 billion nerve cells called neurons and many more support cells. It's capable of contemplating the vastness of the universe, or master a musical instrument, or simply balance us, hold us upright, manage our attention as we're sitting here listening to talks in the auditorium, and process this new information. My fascination for the human brain started as a little girl. Like most kids growing up with Star Wars, I dreamed of being able to move objects just with my mind. But unfortunately, after many months of trying and failing to move anything at all, I gave up that desire. But my interest was reignited around a decade ago when I was contemplating what I would do next with my life. I had started a career in law, left to pursue life as an entrepreneur, started a software business and sold it. I wanted a real challenge, something that had never been done before, something that would fire my heart and captivate my imagination for the next few decades, not just the next few years. And in those months, I read a lot, and I found myself increasingly gravitating to books, articles, and papers about the brain. I learned about autistic savants, kids who had trouble learning in the conventional sense, but had this amazing ability to compute complex mathematical sums or draw with an incredible degree of accuracy and detail after seeing a cityscape only once. I read about people who acquired amazing new abilities after being involved in a life-changing accident. The mysteries of the human mind intrigued and inspired me. I was really hooked. And you might be wondering, apart from satisfying my own curiosity, why does it even matter that we study brain connectivity? Well, it may surprise you that more than 2 billion people worldwide are suffering from a brain-related illness. This involves common but debilitating conditions like anxiety and depression, or more complex diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, schizophrenia, autism, and epilepsy. It includes brain injury from stroke or trauma, learning difficulties like ADD or ADHD, and cognitive functional disorders that may occur as a side effect of diseases like malaria or measles, or even treatment from HIV drugs. 2 billion of the world's population means that it affects people of both genders across all ages, demographic, and social economic groups. To put it in economic terms, this represents a global economic burden of more than $2 trillion every year. And yet the subtle and consistent electrical patterns that determine our behaviors and distinguish discernible traits are only likely to be discovered by mining large data sets of brain electrical activity. Data mining, big data, represents the beginning of a major transformation. Data mining from extremely large data sets can reveal features that can't be found in smaller data sets. And in order to collect data from large numbers of subjects across a variety of real-life situations requires easy-to-use and inexpensive ways to measure brain electrophysiology. This then allows us to build databases that are sufficiently large to allow algorithms to find patterns in nonlinear features that are correlated with network properties of brain conditions. What you see here is a clinical conventional EEG system. And for those of you who may not already be familiar with electroencephalography or EEG, this is essentially the process of observing brainwaves. Basically changes in electrical fluctuations that you can measure at the surface of the scalp, which result from neurons firing. Well, it's hard to imagine a system like this being used in everyday activities. But one of the most exciting aspects of brain research is that it has moved beyond psychology, psychiatry, and neurology, and has merged with other disciplines from physics, engineering, electronics, material sciences, statistical analysis, even information technologies, with advances in technology contributing to ever better, faster, smaller, and smarter devices and techniques. Advances in neuroimaging alongside cloud computing and big data analytics promises to bring on major transformations in brain research. What you see here is a high-resolution multi-channel EEG system that provides a good spatial coverage of key sites around the cerebral cortex. Unlike conventional systems, this device doesn't require any expert knowledge from the user. It doesn't require any scalp preparation or conductive gel or paste. It just takes a few minutes to put on and for the signals to settle. It's wireless, so it gives the wearer the freedom to move around. And when you compare it with conventional systems, it's around 100 times more affordable. I believe that democratization of brain measurement and imaging systems are crucial if we are to make significant progress in understanding the human brain. By making brain measurement easier and by offering a platform for more open and affordable participation, we have a very unique opportunity to mobilize the world's population to collaborate on and contribute to large global projects. To give you an idea, this system is now used globally across a broad range of application areas, from research studies such as to observe neural synchrony between subjects, or to look at the effects of music on Alzheimer's patients, or urbanization on the brain, or even contextual applications such as, the effects of oxygen depletion as you trek up Mount Kilimanjaro. It's been used in shopping centers and supermarkets to observe and study consumer behavior, preferences, and decision-making. We've seen it used in classrooms to observe learning, social behavior, and interaction, to even allowing children to create art, objects, and designs just with their minds.
That could translate children's brain activity and concentration levels into unique design. Then we invited 3 kids from different parts of the world to actually design a new limited edition series of the chair. The result was 3 truly unique designs.
We've also seen the technology being applied to control robotics, prosthetic limbs, electric wheelchairs, to aiding in the rehabilitation of patients. And I'd like to show you this video of Korra. One of the most humbling aspects is when you see someone adopt your technology in a way that transforms their lives.
When Korra was 17, she had an accident, her and her sister driving home, went off the road and hit a tree.
I want you to think about like pushing the box upward.
Emotive has given her another avenue for recreation, for communication.
It touches you in a way that makes all of the times when you think this is too hard, you want to give up, it makes it all really, really worthwhile.
What has it been like to see these changes in your daughter for you?
You're gonna make me cry. It's made me very happy to see that there is an avenue that we can get more of her back.
These are just a few examples of the thousands of initiatives that we are supporting through this technology every day. The common element across all of these use cases is that for the most part involves people doing normal everyday activities. Now EEG data can be collected anywhere in the world, transmitted over mobile phone networks and the internet to central servers where it can be accessed by researchers worldwide. Up until recently, there hasn't been a concerted effort to accumulate a big data set of EEG recordings from well individuals, which is an essential part of any background study into abnormalities. No way to deploy neuroscience experiments or neurological diagnostic tests to remote locations, and no way to analyze massive online data sets of EEG recordings. This is the challenge that we're addressing. We now have a steadily growing footprint in more than 100 countries worldwide, enabling us to accumulate data on the precise characteristics and dynamics of the constituent parts and systems of the brain. This is the next evolution. This device you see here is the next evolution in this journey. And we hope that with this brainware, we will empower individuals to better understand their own brain and to accelerate brain research at a scale and pace that is previously unimaginable. I believe the future ahead is bright, and the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Thank you very much.